Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content of our new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed, you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So, in my video I did yesterday about Deontay Wilder, it was the only video I did yesterday. I think I might have done another one as well. But I done a video about Deontay Wilder yesterday and saying that, you know, the excuses he's coming up with are nothing short of pathetic at this stage, which they are. And he needs to basically keep Mark Breland, because Mark Breland shown to be the only person probably in the whole of Team Wilder who actually gives a damn about him. Not just about his best interest, probably just gives a damn about him in general, because JD's has proven he doesn't give two flying fucks. Al Heyman, Shirley Finkel, we know they don't give two flying fucks. I'm sure the rest of his team probably just think, you know what, just let him do whatever he wants. Whereas Mark Breland, as he proved Saturday night, was the only one who really gave a shit when it came to Deontay Wilder. Now, I saw on Twitter, I think it was a Monday evening, I think it was Sunday evening actually, that there was rumours that he parted ways. Now, when I saw that, it was quoted from Ellie Setback, but it wasn't off Ellie Setback's own Twitter. It was another Twitter page, and I'm not going to name these guys because a lot of the stuff they put out is absolute bullshit. And when I seen it on there, first thing I did was I checked Ellie Setbacks, and nothing about Wilder splitting from Mark Breland on his. And these are a crowd where they've reported things in the past, such as Dylan White versus Oscar Rivas being moved from pay-per-view to Standard Sky. They've reported on Errol Spence making, you know, or not Errol Spence, they've reported on Canelo making Errol Spence, you know, crazy offers on fights. A lot of the stuff they upload to Twitter, they put up on Twitter, is BS. So when I seen that, I just thought, okay, that's obviously bullshit. But then you see it from other forums. You know, you see actual articles about Deontay Wilder parting ways with Mark Breland. And as far as I know, at this minute in time of recording, I don't think it's been announced that he's parted with Mark Breland, but it looks likely that that's what's going to happen. And the fact of the matter is, you have people in his team like JD's who were critical, were ridiculing Mark Breland for throwing the towel. You've Wilder fans ridiculing Mark Breland for throwing the towel against Deontay Wilder. We've seen people die, more than one person die in the last year, taking beatings that they shouldn't have taken. You know, taking prolonged beatings because the corner were too brave. The referee wouldn't stop it. The fighter wasn't going to quit. That's what the corner is there for. Wilder was never going to win that fight. Mark Breland, what he did, he should be applauded for. And it's a shame other coaches wait until it's too late sometimes before they pull their fighter out. Mark Breland, been there, good fighter, has had beatings. He knew what it was, right? Other things now that are coming out about Mark Breland that Deontay Wilder's claiming is that he's even insinuating, and this is just like, I thought the suit excuse was pathetic, but he's saying that he thinks Mark Breland could have been a double agent, as in he was working with Team Fury because he trains Anthony Durrell. No, he doesn't train Anthony Durrell. Sugar Hill trains Anthony Durrell, and he's seen Anthony Durrell saying to Mark Breland they need to stop this fight or words to that effect. Mark Breland's been with Wilder for years. Like, really, has he been planning it all these years for this exact moment to screw Deontay Wilder over? Really? Madness. As I said, it's not been announced now that Wilder split with Mark Breland, but I can easily see it coming. You know, it would surprise me if he kept him, you know, which is shocking because he should keep him. He's the only person who gives a damn. But it would surprise me if he kept Mark Breland, because Wilder's team, they're just so full of yes men, people who will massage his ego, that they probably get it into Wilder's head that Mark Breland, you know, probably get into his head that Mark Breland is a double agent, you know, even though it's clearly not. So, you know, if Wilder is going to take this rematch, which it looks like he is, the best chance he can have of winning that rematch, and I won't be picking him to win the rematch, I don't think anyone will be picking him to win the rematch, but the best chance he has of winning that rematch will be to look at that fight, look at the fight on Saturday night, and look at what you did wrong and try and improve it. Don't go blaming your trainer, don't go blaming the suit you wore, you know, to the ring as the reasons why you lost. Look at the fundamental issues that have always been there in your game. Look at what Fury, because Andy Lee said, you know, they studied Wilder, you know, intensely. You know, even how he throws his right hand, how he cocks it. look at the things that they looked at you and think to yourself, right, I need to fix these things to give myself a glimmer of hope of winning this fight. Because if you go in there thinking that all you did wrong was wore a suit and had the wrong corner man going in your corner, basically, you're fucked. Simple as. You know, you're probably going to lose earlier this time. And I said, Deontay Wilder is 34 going on 35. He ain't getting any younger. You know, that athleticism is going to start going, especially now. So, if I was in Team Wilder and I had any say, keep Mark Breland and look at the mistakes you made. Don't go blaming everyone else. Don't go blaming, you know, this, that and the other for the mistakes you yourself have made. You know, it's like I said, I think that video I done yesterday about Wilder and the excuses was a good video. You know, and I don't like praising my own videos, but I think I touched on some very good points in that. And I'm going to reiterate them. You know, if he's never going to win this rematch if he goes into it thinking he did nothing wrong in the first fight. If it was just this, if it was just that, he's never going to win it. You know, it's going to be easier for Fury this time. You know, the whole point, if something goes wrong, you have to look at it and you have to think, right, what did I do wrong? You know, and you don't do those things again. You don't make the same mistake twice. Looks like he's going to make a mistake twice. So, all my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, of course, if you are new. And as always, I will talk to you after.